Happy Thursday, everybody. We're glad that you decided to start your day with us here on the NCW Live channel on this 25th day of August, 2022. I am Dan Kuntz. Not quite as hazy and smoky this morning as it was yesterday. We're right at the same temperature we were yesterday, as a matter of fact, 68 degrees. And we have one more day of the possibility of a thunderstorm here in the Wenatchee Valley. Now, it looked like it was going to happen late yesterday afternoon. I don't know if you had a chance to go outside or not, but we had those big billowing clouds that looked kind of threatening, but it didn't really quite happen. Still today, it's a possibility. The low pressure system that's causing all that instability is already shifting over. It's over the Idaho Panhandle into far western Montana, and that's going to allow a high pressure ridge that's going to come in and give us some sunny and nice temperatures. A very pleasant weekend coming up, but we're also going to be dealing with some wind as that high pressure ridge comes in. When you get right on the very edge of a system that comes in, it's where those pressure, those gradients start to tighten up a little bit, and we see a little bit of wind. We're going to have some windy conditions on Friday and a little bit on Saturday, so just wanted to let you know about that. All in all, it's a pretty nice forecast coming up. In news, we were busy yesterday. I don't like it when we're busy, but we were, and we'll have your news for you. Sports, a very interesting Mariner game yesterday afternoon against the Nationals. A couple of Mariners made Major League history, and yet they still lost. The bats were pretty quiet. Highlights from the Nationals and the Mariners coming up, plus, of course, the Seahawks have their last preseason game tomorrow down in Big D. It is Thursday. Pause for pets. Sylvie the cat needs a home. We'll visit with our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society and see if we can get Sylvie a permanent home. And in the back half of the program, this is a really cool program that we're really happy to spotlight. It's called Project Search. It's hard for me to explain, but Michelle from the Eastmont School District and Zach from Stemilt Growers will give you those details. Essentially, those kids with developmental disabilities, the state is legally required and morally, really, if you think about it, to educate these kids up to through their 21st year. Then after that, the kids kind of going, it's their formal education as required by law is over. And then what? This is where Project Search comes into play. Michelle and Zach will give you those details in the back half of the program. Do not miss that interview. It's 3 minutes after the hour. Let's do it. Again, our Wenatchee Heights camera is no longer there. We're getting a brand new one. It's on its way. As soon as it gets there, we'll let you know. So we are going to begin with our Jump Off Ridge camera. And I've speculated on this. I don't know if any of our viewers out there know why Jump Off Ridge got its name. Let me know. I'd hate to think that somebody jumped off that ridge, because that's a long way down. From the Jump Off Ridge camera, we look over the Stemilt Basin, a huge swath of the East Wenatchee Bench, Badger Mountain, Birch Mountain. We can see it all. And again, not quite as hazy and smoky as it was yesterday. In fact, the evacuation levels have been dropped for a couple of locations up near the fires in the Lake Wenatchee area. Camera 2, a beautiful, serene view of Lake Chelan, I believe, from our Greens Knob camera. Yep, that's up the lake quite a ways. Now, we have Sky-Fi towers that go even farther up the lake, up towards Holden Village and eventually Stehekin, but that's the farthest one up the lake that we have that has a camera on it. So that's Greens Knob, and again, that is a ways from the bottom of Lake Chelan, quite a ways. As a matter of fact, look how still and beautiful the water looks there. Camera 3 takes us to the Arundel Rock camera and Lake Aniat, I believe. We were noticing, we're down to the Pybus for lunch yesterday, we were noticing that the river is still high, and this is August. Normally it's down there a little bit anyway, but it's up there. And there's a perfect example of that as we look at Lake Aniat from our Arundel Rock camera. It looks like a lake, even though, of course, it's a river, but the Columbia River isn't really a river anymore. It's a series of reservoirs. So there you go. And camera 4, that's Lake Wenatchee. There's your smoke. There's your haze from the White River and Irving Peak fires, which are just kind of smoldering. They've been hovering right around the 2,000 acre mark for quite some time. They're dumping water on it and digging containment lines, but they're just kind of letting it. There's not a lot they can do. But again, it's mostly good news up there. So if you really want to avoid the smoke, don't go there. There's a lot of haze and smoke up in the Lake Wenatchee area. You can barely make out Dirty Face Mountain on your right. I mentioned it's going to get a little breezy on Friday and Saturday. And again, this is the transition from the low pressure leaving and the high pressure coming in. And when you're on the very edge of these systems, this high pressure ridge, this is when the winds pick up a little bit. So in the Cascade Gaps, through the canyons and the hollers up in the Waterville area, out in the Columbia Basin, we're going to be dealing with some winds in the Wenatchee Valley and most of our viewing area. For the valley on Friday, by the time we get to Friday afternoon, we're going to have a pretty sustained wind up about 15 to 20 miles an hour. Gusts above 20 at times on Friday and Friday night, and still windy on Saturday morning before we calm down on Saturday night. We're also going to cool down quite a bit as well. Just a heads up, it's going to be a little windy on Friday afternoon, Friday night, and spilling into Saturday. It'll start here in the valley and eventually work its way eastward as the high-pressure ridge sets up. And what does that mean for us? Quite a bit of sunshine. 94 today. Check out this. We hit 93 yesterday. Over the last 6 days, our high temperature, 96, 94, 94, 93, 92, 93. 93 was yesterday. Our normal high is 84. We'll be 10 degrees above that today. Again, can't rule out a thunderstorm. We've been lucky with that. We like that. 68 for the overnight low. Again, a little breezy, especially by the time we get to Friday afternoon with this transition. We'll get up to 92, so just a couple of degrees cooler, and then a significant cool down. Our normal high is 84. We'll be a little bit below that on Saturday. Light wind on Saturday morning, no wind on Saturday afternoon. Saturday and Sunday look just perfect. Great late summer weather. But this high pressure ridge is going to build up in intensity. It's going to amplify the temperatures, so we pop up to 91 on Monday, Tuesday to 96. And Wednesday, of course, is the last day of August, and we'll be up to 97 degrees. And by the way, sunrise this morning at 6:11, sunset 7:54, 13 hours and 43 minutes of daylight today. 1 week ago, we had 14 hours and 6 minutes of daylight. We've lost 23 minutes of daylight in the course of the week because it's that time of the year. It's also that time of the program to give you the news, and that's in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
This could be the view out of your office window.
North Central Washington is probably one of the most beautiful places to live, and you get to experience it all as a transit operator.
Link Transit coach operators enjoy full family benefits, paid CDL training, a state-of-the-art fleet, and the satisfaction of being part of a progressive, community-minded team.
We have a lot of fun with each other. I mean, it's a good group of people. We're all kind of like a family.
If you like this view, Link has a seat for you. The next operator training starts soon. Apply today at linktransit.com.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
Outside of a little haze and a little smoke, it's fairly sunny. 68 degrees. We'll be in the lower 90s again today. Then the wind will be picking up a little bit in intensity on Friday. A bit breezy Friday afternoon, Friday night, spilling into Saturday. And then just a nice, beautiful stretch of late summer weather continues right on into September. A Richland man is dead after causing an accident yesterday morning. It was a collision between his motorcycle and a pickup. This happened near the Lake Chelan Airport. According to the Washington State Patrol, 75-year-old Stephen M. King was piloting a 2017 Can-Am Spyder motorcycle. He was heading south on Highway 97 at about 9:30 yesterday morning. King made a U-turn to head north up the highway, and when he did so, he struck a southbound Dodge Dakota being driven by George A. Menard of Omak. King was declared dead at the scene. Menard was not injured. The accident blocked the highway for just over 3 hours. An East Wenatchee student will serve 12 months on probation for making a school shooting threat on social media. The youth was 14 last May when he posted an Instagram message that was suggesting that he would open fire at Eastmont Junior High School the following day. Well, school resource officer Ivy Jacobson investigated the message, arrested the student at his home, and then on Monday he pled guilty in Douglas County Juvenile Court to 1 count of harassment. While he's on probation, the youth must also perform 16 hours of community service. East Wenatchee police are investigating a shooting that happened on Tuesday night, a gunshot wound. On Tuesday night, not a lot of details out there. Police say they were called to the home in the 200 block of North Georgia shortly after 6:30 Tuesday night. There they found a 28-year-old man with a serious bleeding wound to his arm. It was initially believed to be an injury from a knife. The victim allegedly refused to say how he suffered the injury. Police say their investigation of the shooting is continuing. The White River and Irving Peak fires continue to smolder above Lake Wenatchee, but they've shown only minimal growth over the last few days. The two lightning-caused fires, they've been burning for about 2 weeks now. They're burning in a rugged terrain, combined area as of this morning, 2,267 acres. Late yesterday afternoon, though, the level 3 evacuation that was in place for Sears Creek has now been reduced to level 2. The White River Road level 2 evacuation notice is now level 1, and the Little Wenatchee Road remains at level 1. So that's good news there. Just in time for the start of the brand new school year, Wenatchee High School is suffering some cooling issues. Interim District Superintendent Bill Eagle told the school board this week that the HVAC system is aging. It's falling apart. It's going to soon need to be replaced, and it's making temperature control unpredictable in parts of the building. He said there may be grants available, however, to help offset that cost.
We have experienced some HVAC issues at Wenatchee High School on the east side of the building, and our facilities staff are working very hard to address some leaks and other issues to ensure the high school is ready for next week. And we're optimistic that other than potentially the library area at Wenatchee High School, the HVAC and the rest of the east side of the building, we think will be up and running for school next week. Although there was some renovation in addition to the system in 1993, our HVAC system at the high school is largely the same system that was originally installed in 1970s. So overall, the vintage 1970s coils and condensing units are well beyond their life expectancy. And as a result, our M&O team have been experiencing increased frequency of equipment failures caused by refrigerant leaks in some of the older coils and piping.
Speaking of the Wenatchee School District, as you know, they're kind of between permanent superintendents. The old superintendent, Dr. Paul Gordon, left at the end of June. Bill Eagle is the interim superintendent to be brought in to guide the school district over the next year or so. On Tuesday, the Wenatchee School Board adopted a step-by-step plan for hiring a search firm that would recommend Gordon's permanent successor, hopefully by spring of next year.
We go through publishing requesting proposals today through a process of evaluation and hiring of the consultant. There are community surveys and feedback so that we create a desired profile for the position, and then move on to recruitment, screening, and interviewing of candidates, ultimately to the hiring of the superintendent. Today, we hopefully approve the RFP, and tomorrow we submit it to lists of consultants and to promote it to as many professional search firms as we can find. We allow approximately 3 weeks from that. We then evaluate the responses, and then the committee will bring to the board a recommended consultant. The criteria for selection of a consultant is we want somebody who's responsive to what we've asked for. We want somebody who's got a good record of accomplishing regional searches for districts similar to us, and non-regional ones. We're willing to look outside our own area. We do want a good plan for including ethnically and racially diverse candidates, and also for internal candidates who are currently employees of the district. It's important that we go everywhere in this search. We want a strong plan for supporting stakeholder, that's students, families, educators, and staff, and the community engagement. Then it'll be important what they can show for, do they have a network of superintendent candidates, both regionally and nationally? When they brought in superintendents for other districts, have those superintendents stayed and performed? Their tenure, is it good? The stability and longevity of the search firm, the qualification of the people they put on the job, and the availability to help us in person and virtually as we go through the process. If there's anything unique and special of what they do, references from people who've used them recently, and finally, of course, the cost.
Finally, it's a big day for you folks out in Quincy. It is the grand opening of their new pump track. They're going to have ceremonies today. The city has been working with the Evergreen Mountain Bike Alliance to build what is believed to be the largest pump track in the state. The East Park Pump Track. Grand opening is today from 5 to 8 o'clock. It's free. You can ride the track. You can listen to music. There'll be food vendors, and you're invited to bring your bike or your scooter or your longboard and try out the new pump track. Looks like fun to me. And that's what's making news. At 16 minutes after the hour, the news will come your way again. At 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock with the NCW Life Evening News, Grant Olson in the anchor chair. I'll be handling sports tonight. With the preview, here's Grant.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we will bring you our weekly Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Warm weather expected today with warm and breezy conditions for Friday. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Dan will wrap up the Mariners series with the Nationals and preview tonight's upcoming series against Cleveland. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. And if you have a news tip or you just want to reach out and say hello, you can, any number of tools, if you have access to the internet or a telephone, and almost everybody does, you're in. You can use our Facebook page. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, or you can go to our homepage if you so desire. The way George Kirby pitched yesterday, you would think that the Mariners would have an easy time with the Nationals. They did not. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
Are you caught in a conflict with a family member, in the workplace, or with a neighbor or business? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on topics like conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us at 509-888-0957 or www.wvdrc.org to learn more.
"18 minutes after the hour, a record-setting performance by Julio Rodriguez and George Kirby, but it wasn't enough as the Nationals beat the Mariners at T-Mobile Park yesterday afternoon 3-1 before a partial sellout. Now, they've only been keeping track of this stat since 1988, but Kirby started the game throwing 24 consecutive strikes. That has never happened in Major League history. Again, they started keeping stats in 1988, so we don't know. It may have happened before, but think about that. 24 consecutive strikes to start the game. And then Julio Rodriguez, he became the 9th player in Major League Baseball history under the age of 21 to reach the 20 home run and 20 stolen bases plateau. Kirby was great. Julio was great. The Mariners lost. Here are your highlights.
And Cruz gets a fastball that he takes up the middle. They're going to send Joey Meneses, Gary DiSarcina waving him around. And after the strikeout, bang, 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 and the Nats are on the board early, scoring for the first time in the first inning on this trip.
2-1. On the ground, Suarez vacuums it up onto first base, and he takes a run off the board.
This is a really nice play. Hernandez just taking the ball the other way. Looked like he was going to find a hole, but Suarez on Mick delivery super mo, you can see him step to his left in a dive. Holds the runner, makes a good throw.
Oh, no. No, yeah. And JP He just got fined. That's what that point is for. Well, that was not a strike. You can understand JP's frustration, and JP just got run. And now he's going back for more. Somebody's better get out there. Here comes Scott, and he's picking up the pace. Manny Acta is there also. And that was a bad call. And JP understandably frustrated, not just by that call, you'd have to imagine, but that was the capper. JP has been run from this game, and after 7, the Nationals lead at 1-0. Julio, a deep blast, left center field. This is gone. Home run, Julio. For the first time since 2002, there's a Mariner in the 2020 club. Only the 9th player, 21 and younger, in Major League history to post a 20-homer, 20 stolen base season, and it is that man, Julio Rodriguez.
Oh, and Vargas to right. Ball carrying. Haniger to the wall. See you later. Vargas, 2nd homer as a Nat, 3rd of the year, and it's a 3-1 game in the 9th. Out at short, and the first pitch hit well to center. Victor Robles battling the sun. He's got it, and so do the Nats.
Manager Scott Service said it was the best game of George Kirby's career. Problem is, we didn't score any runs for him.
Heck of an effort and outing by George Kirby today. I thought that was his best outing that we've seen all year from him. Just total command of the ball. I've never seen anybody go out and throw 24 straight strikes to start a game. That was new today as well, but heck of a job by him. 7 innings, 85 pitches, and then it was a tight game. Obviously, it was tough for us to get anything going offensively. We struggled. Offense against the Nationals here the last couple nights has not been good, but again, you say that when you get a big hit from Julio, you're tied up right there, and you think we gotta have that mojo going late in the game. We figure out a way. Unfortunately, they put a good swing on a ball, and Paul has been so good. He had such a great run stretch. He was 10 hitless innings he had thrown before last night. Gave up 1, and then today just made a mistake. It happens. Unfortunately, we probably should not have put him in that spot. Just our failure to do a whole lot offensively led us into that spot. But again, it's not going to be easy. We know that, but we need to be more consistent, up and down the lineup, and that's what's going to take, for us to, play these huge games here as we get into, the final stretch of our season.
And the final stretch of the season begins this afternoon. The Mariners welcome the Guardians into town. The first of 4 games. It's an afternoon game, by the way, 1:10. Unfortunately, you can only watch it on YouTube. So check it out there. All right, to the Les Schwab American League West scoreboard from yesterday. Nathaniel Lowe was a double away from the cycle. Texas teed off on Colorado 16-4. The Rangers scored 16 runs on 18 hits, and they still left 16 men on base. Wow. Sky Bolts had a sacrifice fly RBI in the bottom of the 10th that gave Oakland a 3-2 walk-off win over the Marlins. All 7 runs between the Angels and the Rays were scored in the 7th inning. Tampa Bay wins a 4-3 over Los Angeles. The Rays tied it in the bottom of the 11th on Harold Ramirez's RBI double. Then Ramirez scored the game winner on David Peralta's fielder's choice grounder to first baseman Jared Walsh, who threw home wide. Went all the way to the backstop, and that was how that game ended. And in Houston, Trey Mancini's 2-run home run proved to be the difference as the Astros beat the Twins 5-3. The standings in the wild card. Tampa Bay is in the number 1 spot in the AL wildcard chase, a half game ahead of Toronto. Seattle holds down the 3rd spot, 2.5 games in front of Baltimore. They lost to the White Sox 5-3. That moves Chicago into a tie with Minnesota, 4 games behind the Mariners. The Blue Jays, by the way, beat Boston in 10 innings, 3-2. Seahawks flying to Dallas today, take on the Cowboys tomorrow. There's a few things defensive coordinator Clint Hurt would like to see from his defense. Number 1, tackling.
A lot of it comes down to when you haven't played football for a long time. That's the one thing when you do get to training camp that you don't get a chance to replicate is full speed live tackling. Obviously, you want to take care of your players, and the players' healthy safety and health is a priority. So just taking the next step, lowering our pad level, wrapping up when we tackle, continue to drive your feet on tackles. Those types of things are the ones that you got to continue to work your way through. We rep it and practice it all the time. You guys come to practice every single day. So outside of Turnover Thursdays, that's something that's always that we start individual as a full defensive unit. So we just got to continue to do those things. And we've even added other tackling drills into individual as well, because we will fix that issue. If you're going to be a great defense, you got to tackle. So it will stay a sticking point for us. We'll continue to work on through the course of the year, but it's normal training camp and preseason growing pains. That's why I like preseason games.
High hopes for Darrell Taylor. He's supposed to have a big year this year. Remember, he didn't play at all his rookie season. He was injured, never saw a snap. And as you're about ready to see, Mr. Taylor is also a little bit of a character.
He's always been allowed to be himself, but I embrace that. Coach Curry embraces that from him. He's enjoying life. He feels good. He's got in essence, which is his rookie season last year, he got underneath him, so he has a lot more confidence and feeling good going forward.
Ho, ho, ho. I'm ready to hit something, bro. We need more than this. Yep. Seatbelt. Yep. Hold on, we put it. Oh. Yep.
No comment. Seahawks and Cowboys will play the final game on the games that don't count tomorrow at 5 o'clock on King 5. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Thursday. 5 obscure holidays on my calendar. You can celebrate National Park Service Day because the National Park Service was founded on this date in the early part of the 20th century. National Whiskey Sour Day, but I'm working. National Kiss and Makeup Day. It's National Secondhand Wardrobe Day. But no, today we celebrate the banana split. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4. 4 bananas make a bunch of soda. There they are. Flegel, Bingo, Drooper, and Snork, the Banana Splits, who should be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with the all-time classic, the Tra-La-La song. I never missed an episode of the Banana Splits when I was a kid. Or you can eat a banana split one way or the other. It's National Banana Split Day. Last time I had a banana split, it was really expensive. Well, there's a lot in it. Bananas and nuts and cherries and whipped cream and chocolate and all that other stuff. August 25th is National Banana Split Day. It was created not in an ice cream parlor, but at a pharmacy in 1904. A lot of pharmacies had, of course, soda fountains back then. Anyway, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? 4 banana, 3 banana, 2 banana, 1. All bananas playing in the bright sunshine, yeah. Let's get the banana splits into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Are you with me on that one? Happy National Banana Split Day. Have one on me. Actually, no, you're on your own. You got to pay for it. 29 minutes after the hour. Today in history, Captain Matthew Webb swims the English Channel. It had never been done before. August 25th, 1875. 147 years ago today. Here's a strapping dude, isn't it? Captain Webb, the first person ever to swim the English Channel. He swam from Dover, England to Calais, France. It took him 21 hours and 45 minutes. Now it's only 22 miles between Dover and Calais. It's the narrowest part of the English Channel, but he actually swam 40 miles because he had to zigzag his way across the English Channel because of the currents. It's basically the Atlantic Ocean, but he did it. He became a national celebrity. Webb became an international celebrity, became one of the first person, if not the first person ever, to make his living as a professional swimmer. Yeah, 8 years later, Captain Matthew Webb, traveled to North America for my next stunt. I'm going to swim the Whirlpool Rapids in the Niagara River below Niagara Falls. I'm going to swim right across the Niagara River right below the falls. He was 35 years old. They told him not to do it. But still, swimming the English Channel, that's pretty impressive. Paris liberated 78 years ago today. The Nazi in charge of Paris was told by Hitler, if it looks like Paris is going to fall, torch the city. He said, I ain't going to do that. Not going to burn the city down. Doesn't make any sense. He didn't. Paris liberated by the Allied troops 78 years ago today, August 25th, 1944. One of the most important milestones on the European front in World War II. Speaking of World War II, 10 days after the war ended, August 25th, 1945, 77 years ago today, armed supporters of the Chinese Communist Party kill Officer John Birch of the OSS, the Office of Special Services. He was an intelligence officer. He was killed. For those people on the American right, they considered John Birch the first casualty of World War III, and thus the John Birch Society was named after John Birch, who they considered to be the first person killed in the Cold War. John Birch's commanding officer, Dr. James Doolittle, said John Birch would not approve. He would not have liked to have his name attached to the right-wing organization, the John Birch Society. He said, I knew him. He would not like that. But when you're dead, you don't get much say in that. And 10 years ago today, Voyager 1 spacecraft left. It's now in interstellar space. It was launched 35 years after it was launched, so it's been up there for 45 years now. Voyager 1 enters interstellar space, becoming the first man-made object to do so. It's still out there. It's the farthest traveled man-made object ever, and it's still out there. And they're still going to be able to contact it for the next 3 more years before the batteries will run out. Pretty impressive. Still out there. Let's do birthdays. Leonard Bernstein, probably the most famous conductor in American history. He brought classical music to the mass audience by putting it on television. That seemed to work. He also, of course, wrote the music to West Side Story. Leonard Bernstein, born in the state in 1918. A legend in the world of music. We lost Sean Connery a couple of years ago at the age of 90. He was born in the state in 1930. Of course, he was the first actor to portray James Bond in film. For a lot of people, he's the definitive James Bond. They did other really good movies. The Hunt for Red October, other movies as well. Got an Academy Award for The Untouchables. Sean Connery, born in the state in 1930. The man who holds the Guinness World Record for most hours on U.S. television, Regis Philbin, was born in the state in 1931. We lost Regis a couple of years ago at the age of 88. More hours on U.S. television than anybody in history. That's pretty impressive. Tom Skerritt is 89 years old today. He was in MASH. He was the commanding officer in Alien, The Dead Zone, A River Runs Through It, Top Gun, of course, in the series Picket Fences. Tom Skerritt, pretty much retired now. He splits his time between his home in Seattle and he has a cabin on Lopez Island. Tom Skerritt, 89 years old today. Raleigh Fingers, 76 years old today, is number 34, retired by both the A's and the Brewers. He's in the Hall of Fame, class of 1992. When the Brewers gave him his unconditional release in 1986 during spring training, he was signed by the Cincinnati Reds. And the Cincinnati Reds said, you have to shave your mustache, Raleigh, because the policy of the Cincinnati Reds is no facial hair. And he said, I won't shave my mustache, so he retired. That's his signature there. Gene Simmons, sometimes known as Chaim Witz. He was born Chaim Witz in Israel, immigrated as a kid to the United States. Gene Simmons, a Kiss, is 73 years old today. And Rachel Ray, what a great success story. She worked at a grocery store, and in the produce aisle, she set up this table to teach shoppers how to make a meal for the family in 30 minutes. The local affiliate, WRGB, liked it, and so they videotaped her doing these 30-minute meals, and then the Today Show saw that. She started doing the Today Show, and now she has her own show. Rachel Ray, 54 years old today. 35 minutes after the hour. Project Search is something that I think is vitally important. It's really cool. I can't explain it to you. Michelle and Zach will explain it to you, what Project Search is all about. We went out to Stemilt a couple of days ago. You're going to learn about a very important program for the developmentally disabled here in our area. But before, and we have an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. But before that, it's Pause for Pets. Sylvie the cat needs a home.
Hi everyone, my name is Haley and I'm with the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and with me this week is Sylvie. Sylvie is such a sweet, lovey lady. In the morning, she's very talkative and wants to have conversations with you, and she lets you know that she really wants attention. We've seen her like pawing at her kennel door and like soliciting attention fairly regularly. As you can see right now, she's just content hanging out in my lap. She's very affectionate and very friendly. She makes good biscuits. She was ours originally as a kitten a couple years ago and then came back in as a stray. So now she's a 2-year-old adult. She's very friendly, very sweet. I keep saying that because it's true. She's one of our favorites here at the shelter. She would probably do well with kids, just how friendly she is. With cats and dogs, we're not quite sure. But with people, she's a total love bug. If you want to come down to meet Sylvie, we are open every day except Wednesday. And we are open from 11 to 6, but we are closed 1:30 to 2:30 for quiet time.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Flowers are fighters. That's why the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's is full of them. Because flowers find a way to break through. Just like we will. Join the fight at alz.org/walk.
Don't make plans to store your boat for the off-season until you've checked out the Super Package from Bob File Boats and Motors. With this package, you just drop your boat off for winterizing, and they take it from there. When you pick it up in the spring, it'll be ready to go for the next season. There are too many features in the Super Package to list here, so get the details. 509-884-3558.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
This is the NCW Live concert calendar. Fridays, it's live music at Alta Cellars in downtown Manson from 4 to 7 p.m. Sunday, it's Succession Winery located between Chelan and Manson with live music from 2 to 5. Chelan Cellars and Sorrento's Restaurante present music on Mondays at 4 p.m. weekly. Check the individual websites for more information. That's the NCW Live concert calendar.
Hi, I'm Chuck Dronan, Managing Member at Eplodolin Retirement and Assisted Living. It's been a tough year for all of us, but especially for those working and living in senior care facilities. Over the course of these many difficult months, our staff at Eplodolin has been vigilant in adhering to federal and state guidelines to protect and assure the safety of our residents and their caregivers. If you're in need of assisted living for a loved one, give us a call at Eplodolin. We're here for you.
Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge in Leavenworth has a warm environment to enhance your dining experience. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Crystal's Intimate Lounge is a wonderful place to relax and dine with beautiful views of the mountains. Do you have a special occasion coming up? Call Crystal's to reserve their event space. Whether your event is grand, intimate, or casual, Crystal's provides unforgettable food and superb service. Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge, proud to be serving fabulous food and drinks.
is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, the Clinton weapons ban, which ran for 10 years beginning on September 13th, 1994, only applied to weapons manufactured after the date of the ban's enactment. And it expired on September 13, 2004. The act also included a grandfather clause that allowed the possession and transfer of weapons and ammunition that were lawfully possessed on the date of the enactment. Okay, all right, I know. I mention this because many folks think school shootings will be reduced or deterred by a reenactment of this type of weapons ban. Did a ban like this actually have any effect on deterring school shootings? Well, that depends on what you read. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Brian's Pizza and Bowling is changing their name to That Pizza Place. Now, there's still your same favorite locally owned family pizza and bowling center, That Pizza Place. Come hang out in downtown Cashmere.
The NCW Life Channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCW Life Channel today.
This could be the view out of your office window.
North Central Washington is probably one of the most beautiful places to live, and you get to experience it all as a transit operator.
Link Transit coach operators enjoy full family benefits, paid CDL training, a state-of-the-art fleet, and the satisfaction of being part of a progressive, community-minded team.
We have a lot of fun with each other. I mean, it's a good group of people. We're all kind of like a family.
If you like this view, Link has a seat for you. The next operator training starts soon. Apply today at linktransit.com.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Mondays are happy hour all day long at Bob's Burgers and Brew in East Wenatchee. Great deals on appetizers, martinis, specialty drinks, wine, well drinks, and draft beers. Bob's Burgers and Brew in East Wenatchee. Come on in. They look forward to serving you.
The NCW Life Channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCW Life Channel today.
At Click It RV, we're overstocked on inventory and need to make room for brand new models on our lot. Between our 4 locations in Spokane, Tri-Cities, Moses Lake, and Milton Freewater, we have hundreds of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and RVs that have to go. With low payments, 0 down, and no payments for 90 days, you'll want to hurry in today while the best floor plans are still available. Come check out the Overstock Liquidation Sale, going on now at Click It RV.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary Seller's Assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're here at the campus of Stemilt, as you can tell, Stemilt's headquarters, with a really cool project that Stemilt has teamed up with the Eastmont School District. As a brief kind of background, the state is legally obligated to educate those students who are developmentally disabled up through their 21st year. And then after that, the parents and the guardians are kind of on their own on what to do after that. And this project is a nationwide project that began back in 1996. It's now worked its way to the Wenatchee Valley. Eastmont School District and Stemilt have teamed up to, launch this baby, so to speak. Michelle, introduce yourself and introduce Zach as well, if you don't mind.
Yes, my name is Michelle Sadewasser. I'm the transition coordinator at Eastmont High School.
And this is Zach Williams, the Director of Human Resources for Stemilt.
Did I do a pretty good job of that synopsis to begin with? Because there are parents and guardians out there who are now running up against this. What are we going to do when my developmentally disabled child ages out of the school system? Now what?
Yeah, I think that is a concern for all families, students, parents, guardians who have a student or a child with developmental or intellectual disability. Is that time clock is ticking, and there is an end date for education. And what does life look like beyond that?
What does life look like beyond that? I mean, what were people doing 10, 20 years ago before this project even was launched?
Unfortunately, there were other programs in place, and students that graduated and didn't have a position or didn't have the networking abilities within their communities oftentimes didn't find placement in a position, or they found placement and weren't able to retain that placement. So I think that it's an ongoing project or scenario for all involved in this world of developmental disabilities, and special education is how do we connect students and families with the right agencies prior to them exiting so that there's a smooth transition and they are gaining employment and have a meaningful career or job after they leave the school system.
You mentioned before we rolled tape, you did a lot of homework. How did Project Search end up on your desk and on your radar? And you went, this might be the way to go. How did that happen?
So in my first couple years as a transition coordinator, I was able to travel around and visit a lot of transition programs over in Western Washington as well as over in the Spokane area. And I'd heard about Project Search. They have a couple of them over in Seattle area at the hospitals there. And I was actually able to visit the transition program in Spokane that had that Project Search program as part of their transition program. So when I went there to visit with them, I was able to tour Project Search. And so I brought all of that information back, and it was approved by everyone involved that this was definitely something we were interested in bringing back to the Valley, because it would not only it's the only one that is going to be in Central Washington right now. There's a lot of room for growth in this rural area that we live in, and there's a lot of rural districts that could really benefit, and students in these rural districts all across Central Washington that would benefit. So I think it was a no-brainer for everyone involved to say yes to this and to make it happen.
Speaking of no-brainer, my guess is Stemilt was like, we're on board. Stemilt is not afraid to say we're a part of the Valley, we're a part of the community, have been for 100 years. What can we do to help? Is that pretty much how that worked out?
Oh, that's exactly right. I mean, it fits right into our mission about cultivating people and delighting consumers. So we're super proud to partner with Eastmont and the students and really help them learn those skills where they can grow and thrive in our community.
Might have somebody who's going to work here for 25, 30, 35, 40 years.
We'd be thrilled, yes.
And it could very well start today.
It could,
as far as we know. What makes Project Search different from other transition programs? There are a lot of them. Mm-hmm. It's an acute problem, but there are other agencies, governmental and private and otherwise, who are trying to address this issue, transitioning into adulthood and a working job. What makes Project Search different?
There's a couple of different things. The first that comes to mind is the partnerships that it takes to create a Project Search. And obviously, Eastmont, Stemilt are big partners, but we wouldn't be here also today without the County Chelan Douglas Developmental Disabilities Program, as well as Division of Vocational Rehabilitation, DVR. DDA is a partner, and as well as Link Transit, and who else am I forgetting?
They know who they are.
It's a partnership, and everybody brings something to the table. And the second piece to that is that Project Search has a high expectation, and the goal of Project Search is for paid employment, competitive paid employment. And there are typical positions that we may or may not have seen someone with a disability in our community thus far, but we're looking for more. We're looking for a career, and we're looking for them to be able to gain employable skills through this year-long program, immersed within Stemilt, working alongside employees that they may or may not work with in the future, learning from them and not just a para or a teacher. So it's this immersion piece to the puzzle of, not a lot of other programs allow those opportunities. They go out into the community, come back to the school, go out into the community, come back to school. But here, they're here on site all day long. They start here, and while we do have a curriculum that they will be going through, employability, work readiness curriculum, they will not be doing that at the school setting. We're shifting our thinking from student to intern, student to employee, because that's the reality of that time clock is going to stop, and we've got to get them ready for employment. And so being here on site all day long is a great model that Project Search allows for interns to be able to do.
You're in human resources, which also means you're in human dignity. And that plays a huge role in this, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And these are real jobs. These are not made up jobs. The goal is to have employable skills when they're done with this program. And so we're excited to be involved in all of this.
In some way, are you guys working without a net? I mean, what kind of instruction manual do you guys have going into launching this project here at Stemilt? Are you hoping for the best? You're learning as you go? I'll ask you both of that question.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely going to be learn as we go. We went to the annual conference, and so there are almost 700 programs nationwide, and each person that we were able to network and talk with while we were at that all said you have to be flexible. You have to know that this year isn't going to be exactly how are you going to work together with all of your partners to successfully exit these interns into positions, whether it be at Stemilt or somewhere in the greater Wenatchee Valley in a position similar or with their transferable skills that they gain here. And does that answer your question?
That's perfect. That's perfect. And same deal for you, Zach.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
No, I'll just say our team members that are here that are going to be mentors to these interns are probably, as excited or more excited than the interns coming in. I mean, it is a benefit for our team members as well to get to work with these interns and teach them these skills.
And the key is, as you mentioned, is just immerse them in the whole, you're not in the classroom anymore, you're out in the real world, and this is a skill you can learn and be a self-sustained part of the community.
Right. We took some of the different job descriptions that were actually posted now, and that's helped drive our planning and preparation, looking into each department and internships and what we can do, because we're not just dropping them off here at Stemilt. We're here to support them throughout the year as well, and that's the purpose of this, is that we come in as a school district and we provide different supports that they need to be successful at that job. It may not look the same way as a typical employee that comes in and goes through orientation in 2 days and is in their job the third day. It will look a little bit different. It might take a little longer, but that destination is the same no matter what. And that's why, the partnership with Stemilt, every single person that we've met with thus far the last few weeks has just been so positive, so supportive, so on board. So we look forward to it. We see that it's going to be a positive experience for everyone involved.
And Zach, I'm assuming that you're answerable to other people up the food chain. I'm sure they were fairly enthusiastic when you pitched this idea.
Oh yeah, everyone from west all the way down is super excited for it and ready to go. One of the important things, as you were mentioning, to make the project a success is the classroom element at Stemilt. And we have a classroom here. They're going to start their day in the classroom and go through, what happened, what can I do better, what do I like, what do I don't like. That immediate feedback to then start their day, go through the day, and then come back and get feedback at the end of the day, I think is one of the different things about this program that will help make it a real success.
How do you know this is going to work? What's your measuring stick?
We have support all around, whether it's here, whether it's Eastmont, Stemilt. We've got all of our partners here, and we have our families involved. Our interns are excited, and as long as we're all willing to work together and open to changing gears and shifting as needed, I think it's going to be a positive program.
Businesses and school districts, you're on notice, right? Because if this works, we got something going here, right?
Absolutely. We would love to get the word out to all of our community, because there are positions that are open that our interns may work great for those, and we want to be able to have that option. If Stemilt isn't their end game and they don't see themselves after their year here, we want to be able to go out and look into the community and say, well, this is a great place. And so we're hoping for that word to get out about Project Search, as well as kind of have that conversation with businesses and other places in the valley.
Well, you picked a good show to do it, because the millions and millions of people who watch my program are going to be tuned into this. Can we get a progress report saying a couple of months? I know you're just getting your feet wet on this. You just launched it today, as a matter of fact. Maybe a couple of months we get back together again and find out where we are?
Absolutely.
Cool. Michelle, it's nice to talk to you. Nice to meet you. Thank you for not making me pronounce your last name. That works out good for everybody. Same to you, and keep up the good work. Say hi to all my friends at Stemilt. And I'm serious. I want to find out how this is going.
Yeah, maybe we can
go from here.
meet an intern and have a conversation
That
with
would be
them.
fantastic. I'd love it. All right.
That'd be great.
Okay, thank you.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Wenatchee, it's a WWE Sunday stunner you won't want to miss. Witness Drew McIntyre and the New Day take on the Usos and Sami Zayn in a 6-man tag team match. This is massive. Plus, Liv Morgan battles Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler in a triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It's WWE Sunday Stunner, live in Wenatchee, Sunday, September 11th. Tickets and Superstar Experience packages available now.
The newest generation of GMC Sierra pickups offer the most advanced technology, the strongest selection of powertrain, and everything else you need to work hard, play hard, and explore the boundaries of the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. Take a look at the latest, most luxurious and durable trucks on the market.
You will see why GMC is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
The Ellensburg Rodeo will be rocking the chutes this Labor Day weekend. It all starts Thursday, September 1st at 8, featuring country music star Chancey Williams with special guest Claire Dunn. The Ellensburg Rodeo, now one of the top 10 rodeos in America, including the event of the year, the Extreme Bulls, Saturday night, right where it all began. Tickets are going fast, so get them while you can. Call 800-637-2444 or visit ellensburgrodeo.com.
All right, getting ready to wrap up a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. 70 degrees outside of our studios. The warm spot in our viewing area is to the east of us. Ephrata is already at 75 degrees. And you'll notice as you look at the camera behind me, our jump-off ridge camera, not quite as hazy and not kind of smoky. The White River and Irving Peak fires burning above the Lake Wenatchee drainage area. It's just kind of sitting there and smoldering. It's not really growing at any significant amount, but it is spitting out significant amount of smoke, especially up in the Lake Wenatchee and Leavenworth area. And the one thing that the firefighters are going to be a little worried about tomorrow into Saturday is wind. Going to see some wind building up because this high pressure ridge, which is going to give us some really nice weather right through Labor Day, it has to transition into the Wenatchee Valley in north central Washington. So when you're on the very edge of these systems as they come in, it has a tendency to tighten up those gradients, and that means wind. On Friday afternoon and on Saturday, not a great deal of wind, but enough to make you a little bit nervous. Sustained wind in the valley on Friday, about 50 miles an hour in the afternoon, and about 50 miles an hour on Friday night. But the occasional gust popping up to 25 or so is not out of the question Friday afternoon. Into Saturday morning for us, by Saturday afternoon, will be calm. So 94. Our forecast high today, we hit 93 yesterday, and before that 92, before that 93. That pattern continues. As you can see, it's going to be a little breezy on Friday and Friday afternoon into Saturday morning. Then we calm down. Very nice weekend. Look at that. Sunshine, light wind, 81 on Saturday. Can it get much better than that? A little bit warmer on Sunday. For you folks who like it a little bit warmer, then back to sunny and hot weather as we say goodbye to August. And we say goodbye to this show. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.